Mystic Moons Live. Today, we're going to do crazy time news. And it is crazy. That's one thing we can all agree upon. It is Looney Bins. So, let's give our psychic take on what's happening in this world. All right? Now you know. Today, the news where we read between the lines with our psychic intuition. We go esoteric on the daily happenings of you and me and everybody. The first thing we always do is, we always say, remember people, we live on this planet. It's called Earth. We all know that. But let's think for a moment. This Earth is 4.5 and some billion years old. In other words, we know nothing. We know nothing of whom we are. We are who. We know what. We know nothing. So that gives us a clean slate to know everything. Isn't that wonderful? The more that is kept from us, the more exciting our journey is. Now, another thing to remember too is, like, since we do know our age, 4.5 billion years old, let's also take into consideration CERN in Switzerland. That the scientists are already saying, we have like a big change is coming. Revelation. And the revelation, one of the revelations is the fact that we see, we touch, we taste, stuff like that. So we live in a 4 or 5 sense world. However, CERN scientists are saying we live in a 17-dimensional reality. 17. That's the magic word now. No longer 6, 3, 9, 17. 17 dimensions. And too, which is kind of interesting, in November, next month, the U.S. Congress and the Senate, the House of Representatives and the Senate, in the United States, we have two divisions of Congress. They're going to do UAP hearings. Isn't that kind of a coincidence? Why now? I mean, come on. Anybody can look at old paintings, they can look at this and that, artifacts, and say, hey, the age of us alone is enough to, send ripples down your spine. So, what could possibly be the motivation for all of this? Anyway, heads up that we are having UFO hearings next month, right after the beautiful Trump and Harris elections. Anyway, so let's kind of set the pattern. Like we can easily go, will they tell us that we are not alone on this planet? Will they tell us, humans, 5 fingers on each side, 10 toes, not all on 1 feet, that us bipeds are not the only ones here. Something's up. Something's up. We're being paid. But remember, it's like, wait a second here. What do you know that I don't know that I can't feel, since we're all anatomically more or less the same? And since we're all anatomically more or less the same, we still have the same plugs, the same, hearing aspects, the same feeling aspects. Even though some people think they're more important than others, not so. It just takes a bigger fish to tell a smaller fish, hey, and for the smaller fish to listen or not to listen. Anyway, we all know that as we go towards this intergalactic, multidimensional reality, that Elon Musk is selling his robots, 28 to 30K, right? 28 to 30K, peanuts. That's $400 a week for an average worker, something like that. Now, USD. USD, of course, it's not the BRICS money. Now, the whole point is, these robots they discovered, all the AI things. But they have a secret language, a secret language. And we could ask our esoteric forms. They have a secret language that humans cannot see, cannot hear. Does that mean that they are on their own? This secret language that the robots have, and they're real, they're 5'8" and weigh X amount of pounds, and they're ugly. Now, these robots, they have a language of their own that we cannot see or hear, but they can communicate among themselves, itself. Got it? In other words, if there's a directive that they don't do, or somebody puts a kink in it, a hacker or something, you can fill out the rest yourself. Okay, let's see the possibility of the robots at this stage. These two want to take off. Let's just look at it. We have the devil, and we have the six of Pentacles. Yeah, it's risky business. I don't think we have to do more on that than this. It's just popped out. This could be the AI putting a magnetic force on my hands. It sounds very, co-conspiratorial. However, you have to think differently now. You got effing robots running around, right? 17 dimensions, 17 senses. And you have, NASA's probe, Euclid, just is keeping the scientists busy these days because they're making a 3D map of, guess what? Guess how many galaxies? Guess how many? Think about it. They're making a 3D map of 14 million, MILL, million galaxies. And you all know we live in the Milky Way, and how many planets are in our Milky Way. And you know, too, that a planet is only called a planet because it has a predictable orb. Here it goes. We know where it goes. There are thousands of other objects in our galaxy that we cannot see because we do not have the sight to see. And also, we do not know their orbit. Therefore, they are not called a planet. Got it? So they're just bobbing along. So there's 14 million Milky Way galaxies, Andromeda galaxies, 14 million. So it looks like it's going to get a little crowded out here. So that is something that we can also feel that something is being planned, meet and greet. It could be faux because certain people like to be in control of everything. However, we do know from our artifacts something's up, or more than. We can go into it, but that's not a discussion. I'm just saying that, something has been coming apart and something's being planned. This could be pandering. This devil, pandering. All right, so let's just move on to some earth matters. Need more earth matters. Now, we already know that our planet is in chaos. We're having war everywhere. We have the war in Gaza, we have the war in Ukraine, we have now North and South Korea are steaming up, and they're it's over. Peace is over from North and South Korea. So much for families, right? It tells you families, you gotta start that training and togetherness early. Anyway, and we also have certain other spots going haywire. Taiwan. In fact, there's so much chaos right now on our little blue planet that one of the richest people, the bankers, JP Morgan, Chase, Jimmy Dimon, he has said that this is the big three. We're now on WW3. So if you want to take that to the bank and run with it, it's up to you. It's up to you. Now, there's another thing that came out. Kim Owens has been pretty busy saying things about Barack Obama about political things. He said a lot of things. In fact, the gossip is like he was never so poor. He was never so here I am. No, he was connected. In fact, his stepdaddy, whom he was a stepdaddy for about 15 years, is one of the richest men. Was. Now, why were we so gullible? Let's do a read on why were we so gullible about believing, like Johnny Appleseed went out there and planted all the trees? Why? Why were we so gullible to believe this man, Barack Obama, who's related to Bushes, who's related to many nefarious things? He's so rich, and we were taking him to be a poor proletariat. Why did we believe that? Why? Why do we have to believe? Because there's a lot of energy out there. Has to be directed. Because we like a good show. Because it was cute. Because it was showtime. Why? Because we can't handle the truth. Because we struggle. Unless we have a narrative. Unless we have a fairy tale. So that's the thing. We just can't handle the truth. As a society, we love showtime. Well, that's why one thing we get. Why did we know that Barack Obama was a wealthy man to start? For instance, there's other things going on, but for instance, because as a society, Americans can't handle. They like showtime because reality is a little depressing. All right, so that's enough for him for now. But just keep in mind that Barack Obama has always been a wealthy man. He was never poor. Biracial. Barack Obama was quite loaded and quite sophisticated. All right, now, where should we go? Oh, guess what was found out back to? Seems like I'm talking a lot about UFOs and UAPs, things in the sky, whatever, things that didn't come out of the garage. There was a mothership recently, a couple days ago, a few hours ago, something like that. That was right over Indiana Air Force. And guess how big this thing in the sky, let's just call it thing in the sky. Well, it was 20 miles long. Can you believe it? I don't. 20 miles long. And they say it was also half the size of Disney World. Half the size of Disney World. What does that mean? Let's ask, what does that mean? Are they impatient? What does this mean? A mothership over the Indiana Air Force. The state of Indiana, the Air Force. What does that mean? Let's see. Hello. Could be anything you want it to mean. Ooh, and we have some Capricorn energy, and we have the healing. It's like, I'm here to save you from yourself, Earthlings, with my 20-mile and wide, long mothership. Uh-oh. Somebody wants to say hello. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Star, and we have the Fool. Some high level beings are trying to make hello. We're getting contact soon, people. Contact. It's here. Remember the day everybody woke up? The old people will remember when there's only like a few planets and we were the center. It's almost like back in Galileo's time. But now we zip. And now we are in Star Trek, etc. We are in sci-fi land. If there ever was a sci-fi, it was just a preview. Look at that. That 20-foot, not 20 foot. That's the size of a little hovel house that Earthlings live in. No, this is the mothership. 20 miles long. That's pretty intense. That's greetings, Earthlings. All right. So now, and we both know that back to the scene here in the United States is one of elections. We are having elections in about 10 days, 12 days, something like that. And will it be or will it not be? And we have so many, you have to think about who's really running the show. Is it BlackRock? Is it Vanguard? Who is running the show? We know that Biden has dementia. He's not. We know that Ms. Harris is busy running the campaign. And it's even been said that Ms. Harris, let's ask, is Ms. Harris you hear that she has somebody actually had early syndrome dementia. This can start in your 50s, 40s, something like that. Because the way she articulates, she says the same thing and says nothing. I don't know. It's weird. The point is, we're having World War III, and we have mentally staggered individuals, all of them. And are we trusting this as a race? What is going down? What is going down? So it's pretty awkward. It's pretty awkward to say the least. We don't know. We don't know. We really don't know. But we can speculate together. And that's about the craziest things I could think of right now, crazy times, besides everything else, besides, 51 million immigrants coming into the United States. How will that affect the United States? Newcomers, 51 million new people and more to come. How does that affect the United States? Well, I'm sure other countries have their quotas too, and we're all kind of wondering, why can't, first of all, the war, why can't we all get along? Let's just see what we're talking about the United States here. Let's take 4 cards, and let's see how does this 51 million newcomers affect? Well, we have the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups is kind of, and it's kind of fishing, kind of still looking and not much, kind of wondering, how do we do commerce? In other words, do the immigrants open up like food stores? Eat this way in Nicaragua, eat this way in China, eat this way, or do they get the grand welcome? Or how is it changing? We have the 9 of Pentacles. Is this a setup? Well, it certainly seems busy. And we have the King of Cups. Perhaps it's a good thing. We have the message of more the merrier. More the merrier. More the merrier. Let's see what this one is. Well, this is the way it is. There's a reason behind this. The King of Swords. Now, let's examine this King of Cups, because it seems as though let's look at this. Now, let's look at this King of Cups. Knight of Cups, rather. Knight of Cups. What is this message? Well, it's more the merrier. That's for sure. More the merrier. Welcome home. Welcome home. That's a welcome home. At the same time, we have, we got two. We got a seesaw thing. So the message is kind of like, ooh, it stings here. And the other one is, the more the merrier. Yes and no. Yes and no. Message is duplicit. Some like it, some don't. Well, you see some of these messages here. Hello, everyone. My girlfriend. Well, let's see. Now, I think we can pretty much guess what 51 million newcomers, visitors, entrants, people coming into a country just go like that. We can pretty much guess what it does. So we're in a state of turmoil. That's what it does. So anyway, I think, thank you very much. I think I'm going to think about something else. I'm going to get some fresh air. So thanks for joining me, and until another time, Crazy Time News, we'll think about more. Oh, wait, there's something else. Wait. No, I think I'll save that one. I found out some more information that is kind of interesting. But I'll save it. I'll save it for another time. All right, thank you very much. I'm going to leave. Bye-bye.